and faster depending on the source. We are here in Seattle. We are live, and we are at the Everyday Night March. We're in the southern part of Seattle, and things are just kind of getting set up here. I'd like to remind you, you can support independent journalism. There's links to Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon that are up there. Also be sure to visit the website, and also share the feed. It's really important to get the word out, independent journalism, so you can see the before, the during, and after. Don't let them control the narrative like they're trying to do up in Snohomish, because the story they're telling there is basically BS. So don't let them control the narrative. And the best way that you can support is by setting up a watch party. Watch party actually does a little pop-up and says, hey, your friend's doing a watch party. So that's one of the best ways you could support. Let's go ahead and send the camera up. Or not. There we go. You're like, that's not up, that's the pavement. Give me a minute.
People know you're around. Right. Like, they don't have to see you. They just hear you. Yeah, really? Yeah. It's okay. The masks are like... It's okay.
They're just finishing setting up at this time, and people are kind of spread out over a wide area right now as we get organized to march.
Who even are you?
They're just finishing setting up at this. And cool. I now know I'm streaming and the audio works. So thank you, everybody. We'll go ahead and mute the phone down so we don't get the whole echoey, squealy mic thing going. Thank you, Brad, for starting the watch party. Very, very much appreciated. And I know you're practicing some self-care, just as I did a couple of weeks ago, and I gave myself probably a good 7-10 days, and keep practicing that self-care, man. Yeah, Kimber, it's hard. It's hard. It's physically demanding. It's emotionally demanding. It's mentally demanding. I'm not looking for a cookie or sympathy or anything like that. But fatigue is real in anything that you do that you're passionate about. And yeah, I know there's a number of streamers. You have some streamers that are that have fanned out, that are down in Portland, and you have some other streamers that they just need to take a break. I took a break. As I was saying earlier, I kind of took about, probably a good 7 or 10 days off. I did just a couple little streams in between. I think it's important.
Where's my honey bunches?
TK is in the house.
Oh, where did my honey bunch go? where could she be? She's always running almost.
Rachel, thank you for sharing. Very, very much appreciated. I got light on that sky view. No. Oh, you had me thinking I was like pointing into the sun or something. Don't have, I guess I know what your question is. No, I don't have a light up on here, but the device I'm using operates really well in low light. It's probably, for doing this, is like one of the best available for low light performance. So Victoria, thank you for sharing. Kimber, thank you for starting the watch party. Tammy, thank you for sharing. Also, don't forget to spam those hearts. Every 10 hearts makes a Trump supporter cry. So when we get started, make sure you spam the hearts, because we know that as other people share it out, they'll be joining us with their editorial comments. But it's okay, it makes us stronger, because it plays with the Facebook algorithm, and that's why we love the haters. When I say we, I mean the streamers. There you go, spamming those hearts. It gets very dark. I'm looking at another device. It might be your device or your stream, Z, because I'm looking at the feed on the screen as meaning I'm looking at the feed as in not like the streaming device, but on a second device, and it's not dark. It may be possible, Z, that for a moment there was just some backlight compensation going on because I was pointing straight into the sunset. Matt's in the house. Hello, Matt. Sean's in the house. Welcome, Sean. Thank you for joining. So right now what's happening is the car brigade, which works to keep us safe, they are forming up. It's a little hard for me to estimate audience right now, number of people that are here, just because there's a lot of people, but everyone is just kind of a little spread out right now. So, Rebecca, thank you so much for the Venmo. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting independent streaming and media. It's much appreciated. And as I note, anything that is surplus goes towards the project that I'm working on. I am not looking to profit off of this, but it's starting to get expensive with all the safety equipment and everything else that we need. And so I really appreciate all of that help. All right, so we got music playing, and that can knock off the stream, so I'm going to move a little away from that and just keep talking, blah, 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 blah. Facebook gods, I'm not playing music. Facebook gods, not playing music. Or Periscope gods, or YouTube gods, or any other gods for that matter. So now we're in Seattle. We're in Seattle. We're live in Seattle. I know that I have not only a national audience, but we have a worldwide audience, which just blows my mind. And we'll do a shout out. We'll do a round the world shout out as we go to kind of get started. And again, yeah, you see what was happening, Z? I think it's just when I point kind of like straight into that sunset, because the sunset, if I turn it, it'll take about 20 seconds for thing to catch up. It definitely darkens up a little bit when we get some of that reflection off of the clouds. That'll get better. And I think that's what was going on. Glenn is in the house. Hello, Glenn. I see the comments are already getting spicy. Remember, folks, spam those hearts. When you start seeing this kind of stuff in there, just spam the hearts. Every 10 hearts makes a Trump supporter cry. Great song. It's a great song, and unfortunately I need to move away from it because Facebook can knock the stream off the air from the music, which is just very unfortunate. Here, let me swap hands, get into my carrying the flag pose, so to speak, and that should make things a little less bouncy. Stress a little.
More than one ground. Well, once I get, yeah, I get that. Then I can.
Yada 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 yada. Yada 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 yada. Talk 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 talk. Talk 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 talk. Wow, the music's carrying. It's great music, but man, it's really carrying. Okay. All right. I'm on Twitch actually, Callie. If you scroll up on the top of the feed on the comments, the links for Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, although we're not on ITV, but Instagram is on there, and of course Facebook, and also the regular website. But we are on Twitch. We are also co-broadcasted on SPN, Seattle Protest Network, and my last broadcast was picked up by one of the on Twitter by one of the bigger BLM groups. I was really surprised.
We're not quite ready to roll out yet, but if everybody wants to get together in a tighter group now, that'd be great.
We're waiting, we're continuing to wait for things to get formed up. People are starting to get formed up. Marilyn knows me.
Oh, no, I'm just asking.
Oh, I'm Malcontent Tango.
Okay. You with the news?
No.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's a nice stick.
Thanks, man. It's... Oh, jeez, is there something on the back? Oh, I gave you 2 cards is what it is. I think they're just stuck together.
Oh, I was about to say.
Sorry about that.
Good. Oh, thank you.
All right, so what I do is I'll move to the back of the pack so that way you can kind of see. That seems to be what people like. And of course, I'll move around and show things. The nice thing about pole cam is when you move kind of to the back, it just gives you a great view of everything you can see and what's going on. So right now we're just kind of assembling. And we'll be starting out that. Matt, we love when the haters show up in the feed because it helps lift the number of people we want to see it because of the way the Facebook algorithm works. So it actually helps the feed. With that said, if people get obnoxious or occasionally feel like they need to issue death threats or something, there are moderators on the feed. Yes, people that are trolling the feed, moderators will be on the feed soon because I am not one person, we are legion. And the moderators will start taking care of the people. And also anybody that does any threats or anything like that, we just report you all to Facebook. And then you go to Facebook jail. Or Twitter jail or wherever else it may be. And remember, just a reminder, spam those hearts, spam those hearts. The best way that you can, the simplest way you can show support on the feed is spam those hearts. All right, we're rolling, I think. Yeah.
Smoking and that weed it feels.
That's some good stuff. That's some good. I was just thinking, like, when it comes through the N95, that's some good stuff.
I feel like watching her stuff.
Thanks, bro.
All right. I need to go around here. You have no idea how low the power lines are in Seattle until you walk around with one of these pole cams. And I'm truly amazed after doing this now, because we set up pole cam as of last week, that we don't have more power lines torn down by trucks in this city.
We have quiet down, which is a little bit harder to do that, but if you have the front, we'll make sure to do this with both hands, quiet down so everybody can hear what's going on up front. If you see anyone do a hand signal, everyone
Who is CCTV user?
not everybody can see my light, not everyone can see what I'm doing. So if you do it in the front, middle, and back, hold up your hands.
Lynn, I run a marketing agency. To answer the question, do these people work? I actually employ people.
Booty cheeks!
Booty cheeks! Regular malcontents know that my wife is Dr. Mrs. Malcontent, and she is a real doctor and a college professor.
Safety. So our car brigade and our security and our medics, they're all here to protect us. If you hurt yourself, reach out to the medics. Do not go outside of the car brigade if there's somebody yelling at you. If you're not black especially, do not yell at the back. We can handle it. If there's somebody trying to start something, just leave it the fuck alone and we'll handle it.
Can we say mind our business?
Mind our business, but we will certainly document it.
And if there's a gun, you go to the opposite side. If there's a car coming at you, you don't run towards it. You run away from it. Those are very basic things, but it's just...
Because if you do run towards it, I'm going to have to come save you. So please do not.
Also, just no destroying property or anything like that, especially if you are not black. If you are black, we're not going to stop you from doing it. That doesn't mean we support it. We just don't tell black people how to grieve. We all got it? All right, let's roll out. Family. 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 Love. 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 Unity. 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 Equity. 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 Life. Life.
There are little kids. I don't know if you could see them here, but they're dancing away to the music and people are waving at us. For those tuning in again, we are in Seattle. This is live. We're in the southern part of Seattle. We're not quite in West Seattle, and we're not quite in South Park. There is actually a part of Seattle that is called South Park. So what we're just doing is moving for the car brigades.
All day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Oh, there's kids watching us going and say, all cops are bad guys. All cops are bad guys.
There are legal observers here. Tammy, thank you for your support and thank you for protesting in Detroit. You guys need to stand up to the feds. It worked in Portland. It worked here in Seattle. Remember, spam those hearts. Every 10 hearts makes a Trump supporter cry. So spam those hearts.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives
Thank you, Tanya. Much appreciated. Rob, I guess you could say so.
Police. No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
Are you guys let's be a little bit louder than that.
If you're seeing the street closed signs, what that is that Seattle has closed a number of neighborhood streets during COVID to vehicle traffic so that people can walk, ride their bikes, blah, blah, blah. It's a very, if you're not from Seattle, it's a very Seattle thing.
When I say who are we protecting? doing genocide. Any second to resign. Any second to resign. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Booty cheeks. Don't forget to spam those hearts, spam those hearts. When you spam those hearts on the feed, you put a tear in the eye of a Trump supporter.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Every day. All day. Every day. All lives matter. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Black Lives What do we want? Justice! Wait, repeat it again. What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! Say it now! 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 Justice! Now! Justice! Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Send an email. Make a call. Tell city voters to recall. Send an email. Make that call. Tell city voters. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. 50% at least. 50% at least. To black communities. All love protectors. No new youth jail. Danny Durkin to resign. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. No racist USA. No racist USA. No racist USA.
guys very much. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Thank you.
TK, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm definitely better. I see all these kids.
What are we actively doing in our lives today, right now, every day to prove that Black Lives Matter?
Summer season. All year. 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 Yes, love, yes, love. When I say yes, you say love, yes, love.
So summer season all year is a chant out of respect for Summer Taylor. Summer Taylor was killed on the 4th of July when she was intentionally hit by a car. Diaz Love was gravely injured. And Diaz Love's recovery has been just short of miraculous. She is actually doing amazing. And I have that information from her Facebook page where she is doing kind of, well, now even more than daily updates. She's doing multiple updates a day on her condition and improvement. And she is doing great. So that's who Diaz Love is, and then the summer season all year, again, is out of respect out of Summer Taylor. Diaz Love, Summer Taylor, both identify as binary, so they go by they and them. They do not go by she, her.
Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Carmina Lyles. Carmina Lyles. Carmina Lyles. Carmina Lyles. Trayvon Martin. Say his name. Trayvon Martin. Say his name. Trayvon Martin. Say his name. Trayvon Martin. I say his name. Say Bobby Dean. Say his name. Bobby Dean. Say his name. Bobby Dean. Say his name. Bobby Dean. And I say his name. Say Samir Rice. Say his name. Samir Rice. Say his name. Samir Rice. Say his name. Samir Rice. When I say his name, say Ahmaud Arbery. Say his name. Ahmaud Arbery. Say his name. Ahmaud Arbery. Say his name. Ahmaud Arbery. When I say his name, say George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. When I say his name, say Sean Pure. Say his name. Sean Pure. Say his name. Sean Pure.
All we need.
We got our back. Don't forget number 4. No new use bill. Don't forget number 4. No new use bill. You have the input. You have the input. You have the power. You have the power. Don't mix power. Don't worry this one. Okay. You have the input. You have the input. You have the power. You have the power.
Sorry about that.
Send that email. Make the call. Tell city voters to recall. Send that email. Make that call. Tell city voters to recall. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day.
For those just tuning in, we are live in Seattle, Washington. This is the Everyday March. There are everyday marches that happen in Seattle. 1 in the morning. Obvious. Cars and blinking lights you see up brigade. Us. Appreciate the car brigades. It sounds
We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. Send that email. Make that call.
That poll though?
What's that?
That poll though? You made that?
Yeah. Credit to Eric Greatwood and PDX. He explained how we set his up. So
Okay. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, so you get this really good high angle shot, and then it support. You know, so the nice thing about this too is it kind of protects identities and right because. Yeah, which is one of the things when I was watching Eric, I was like, oh, that's what I really like.
Yeah.
You can show the story, you can show it unfiltered, but likewise, the police can't use it to start picking targets.
And also, like this is going to be used later on, but still, it's like.
I got a mic going, just FYI.
Okay. And hopefully, we can exhaust the system. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like, man, we can't keep up with all these people.
Exactly. Well, look what happened in Portland, right?
Yeah, because it's like, yo.
And the feds left, and everything got peaceful. I mean, by Sunday, there was nobody there.
Right.
What a shock.
Yeah.
You know, the part that some people just don't seem to understand, and I've talked about this on the stream, and I write this on the pages, is every person zinged by a rubber bullet, or every housewife that's tear gas, you just made 10 more protesters.
Yeah.
You're just increasing the numbers, and you saw that in Portland.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, they're gonna get exhausted. There's no way they can track everybody down.
Right.
If you're doing real damage, you better wrap up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it. You're
Yep.
good. Everybody gonna be all right. We got this.
We do got this. Oh, we reached a tipping point. There's no going back. There's no going back.
This is how I see all this
Fighting for other humans. To be seen as human. To be seen as human. Educate your family. Educate your family. Educate your friends. Educate your friends. Educate your neighborhood. Educate your neighborhood. That's not better. That's not better. That's not better. That's not better. Educate your family. Educate your family. Educate your friends. Educate your friends.
Make sure you spam those hearts. Spam those hearts. Every 10 hearts you hit on that feed makes a Trump supporter cry. We love making them cry.
What's your page? What's your page?
All right. There you go. Yeah. There you go. You're welcome. Thank you for.
Like a million times. You're so slick.
What's that?
You've done that like a million
I have done it a lot. Yeah. What I just found, it's a lot easier to. Here's a card. And then I'm on SPN also. If you follow on Discord, Seattle Protest Network, or Twitch. SPN shares the feeds of many streamers with our permission. They also show some of the traffic cams that are set up publicly. And with that said, they do use our feeds with permission. They don't use people's feeds without permission. And so, just so people understand kind of the lay of the land, the streamer community works collaboratively with SPN. However, there are no streamers that say represent or are SPN, if that makes any sense at all. I have a feeling I didn't explain that well. All right, so what I'm going to do, bear with me here, because we're at our destination. I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit lower. And bear with me here while I just tighten this up. Sorry about all the shaking. Let's see here. Timothy, that number is not true. That number is not true at all. By the way, if you're going to come here and quote these numbers, let's quote some real numbers. 83% of murders committed by white people, 82% of murders committed by white people were against white people, according to the FBI. In contrast, 45% of Hispanic people who were murdered by Hispanics. So you know what? White people, and I am white people, have a problem with white on white crime. So when your bet is made, you come back and talk to me, because outside of that, 8 percentage points between white and black, when you're almost double Hispanics, you don't have a leg to stand on. Admins, can you report, do not delete Tariq DG's post. Go ahead and report it to Facebook. Take a screenshot of it, and then you can ban them. Thank you, admins, for taking care of that. We don't tolerate threats on the feed. And spam those hearts. Thank you, admins.
Yeah, there's 1 minute left.
Blah, 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 blah.
Like it's actually a real thing. No, it's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, so apparently you're gonna have to listen to me yakking while the music's playing, because if I don't talk while the music's playing, then the feed gets knocked off of Facebook by the Facebook gods, because they think I'm like playing music when I'm not playing music. So I have to just keep yakking while the music is playing. It's that simple. Spam those hearts, spam those hearts.
So, I guess, I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna just say this. Not putting no trash cans, bottles, nothing in there. That's yard waste, so don't do it. Because I don't want to go clean up nobody's yard, okay? And that is the condition in which we don't have to come clean up nobody's yard. And if y'all don't put nothing in that man's yard waste, please. So,
keep spamming those hearts.
look like garbage cans is black, or whatever color. Recycle is definitely.
ALM, is that an air-launched missile?
They take garbage on them, so use those ones. Don't use this man's yard waste, alright? We
good on that? You got it? That's it. How about that?
Spam those hearts. Spam those hearts. Amy, thank you so much for the share. Much appreciated. So again, need to just, because the music is playing, the Facebook gods can go, hey man, you can't be playing that music, you playing DJ. And I'm like, I'm not playing DJ. I'm playing, I'm just standing here minding my own business. Oh my goodness, that looks yummy. We are well fed in Black Lives Matter, and we are well hydrated. Booty cheeks. I know you're listening to me crunch. Fun fact, an N95 mask doubles as a feed bag.
Over there it says, we hate your family. I thought this was not about hate. Somebody tell me something about a black life. Say one thing.
They're being murdered by police.
Okay, no, tell me something else. All you guys talk about is the negative.
Because that's true. That's what we're fighting for.
Tell me something positive about a black life.
I mean, we're strong.
Okay, what else? There we go.
Yeah, we're strong. But we're fighting for people's lives. That's why we out here, because people don't understand. Because people don't understand. It's not negative. Because there's negative stuff happening, we have to face it. That's what's happening. We can't hide from the truth. We can't hide from the truth. When you have your cousin being shot and killed and dead, do you know who's
right now? Say Black Lives Don't Matter. That's negative. You being negative right now.
I'm not being negative.
You know Sean Fur? No, let me see Sean Fur. Okay, she's talking to me.
Yeah, I do know him. You know him?
And they are barely black.
You know him too? Because I know him. You know his name?
Pay attention.
No, I think there's something to be learned though in that moment.
Hello, we're disengaged.
Right, but I have no problem with talking to y'all scrolled up.
Okay?
No, I'm gonna say what I need to say. Fuck her.
There's no problem to you.
I wasn't talking to you.
Who would you say talking to? Because I heard you, baby. It's all
I'm talking about her. Even though you hating right now.
I'm not hating, baby. I'm not hating. I just want this to get over with. I got places to go.
Already go in. Go. Bye.
That's hate.
Bye.
Girl, the protest is not you.
This ain't the place.
Why are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? I'm not even talking shit.
No, that negative shit needs to
Okay, but can you respect me?
You over here screaming like you ain't black. Don't get me started.
top free bitch got so much
Just like
shut
us.
the fuck up.
One of the organizers of this event, I think they're going to bring children to support the business for them too. Dead ass, it really is. I believe it.
Truth.
He's tripping.
I need this bitch to stop talking.
Hey, look, I don't care about you. I don't care about this.
Bitch, I'm gonna put this baby down real quick.
Go ahead. Stop. I'm from New York.
Stop now.
I'm sorry.
Hey, all I'm saying is the person ain't going to shoot me, baby. Okay.
Baby, you ain't shooting me.
Yeah.
You ain't shooting me.
Just stop talking to me, and then I'll stop talking to you. Stop talking to me.
Mind your business.
Good night. Good night.
Oh my goodness. Dog alert. Dog alert. Dog alert. Dog alert. Hello there, doggies. Oop, sorry about that.
Let's talk about it.
All I said, let's talk about my opinion, knowing that and hearing that, I wouldn't have reached out to anybody, so you reached out to us first. Like, I would have liked that better because you do have my number. You did reach out to me earlier tonight after the fact, though, and I would have much rather preferred it to happen before you reach out to somebody else.
Give me a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
Framed up for you. I know everyone's like, what's going on?
You know, how the because I was following Spec put up a post yesterday afternoon, and I was following the comments on the post, gathering information from what people were posting, and then he took it down. So I reached out to him only for the purpose to ask him why he took it down. And then he told me he took it down because he asked him to take it down. And I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
I was trying to be
I don't
respectful.
remember anybody asking to take it down, but it's fine because it's probably been back up for a and it was
But I was trying to be respectful.
No, I definitely get that. I definitely get that.
Of how vulnerable you guys are. I believe you are vulnerable.
Yeah. I definitely can understand where you're coming from, man. That's definitely understandable. That's definitely understandable, and I appreciate the empathizing and the sympathy for the situations we did go through because yes, that was very traumatic. It showed us how far we still have to go. If the homies didn't teach us anything, going out there taught us how so far away from ending racism in this state we are. And
Bear with me
my
here,
main
folks.
question has been
Working
burning
on
a
it.
hole in my brain since that incident is how is it that we're allowing the city of Seattle to have a police chief that doesn't even live here and lives in a racist place like that, and then puts out a statement basically condoning what her racist neighbors did.
Pulling guns on us.
So you basically saying it's okay for them to confront peaceful protesters with violence and intimidation,
No,
and then paint them as the bad guys.
When I first read this letter, the thing I focused on was her characterization of you, that she characterized you as aggressive and intending to trespass and break the law. And then also said you were wearing...
I'm trying to balance your ability to hear versus your ability to see. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Just bear with me here for another
It
minute.
was like 6 o'clock in the night.
No, you're fine.
But
You're
then
fine.
I asked I shared the letter with other people in my family who I trust. And
what I'm gonna do.
the thing that
We're going to take that.
I was sort of reoriented to be really upset and hurt about is the fact that the chief characterized her neighbor's actions as successful.
Yeah.
True.
And
Like they saved the day or something like that.
There you go. So that should be a
so
little
I wrote a
better
statement
both
last
visually
night,
and
and I
audio.
didn't say it this morning because I then shared my statement with other trusted advisors who told me that I was not properly appreciating the fact that the chief is a black woman who has her own experiences. But I feel like the chief took the view of her neighbors. Like it wasn't her fear of you that she was experiencing. It was her neighbor's fear of you. And I don't understand that.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't want that. And this is we're all in a really difficult place, and I want to help bridge these big gaps that we're experiencing. Reverend Harriet Walden, you know, did you read her tweets last night? Like, she doesn't know who you are. And this is the predominant African American elder who has been, she's Omari's mom and Chakundi's mom. And she has been promoting police accountability for 30 years in this city. She's been holding our feet to the fire. And there's just such a big gulf here. And I mean, we cannot be afraid of each other.
Like, my whole 27 years of living, I've never, if that showed me anything, it showed me that Seattle is soft as hell compared to out there. Like, Seattle has so many closet races that hide behind so many different things, and out there it's so blatant and just so on display, and they're just happy about that. And so, as a black person in this city, to have a police chief that's black who got in that office because the black community fought for her, so for her to live there and condone that, that is terrifying.
Broke my heart.
That is just terrifying. That's just terrifying. Because now I gotta be in fear of everybody now. Now I have to walk down the street and look like, damn, is this person gonna come out the closet as a racist on me now too? This is so blatant out there and it's being condoned by somebody that is supposed to protect and serve us, literally. It's being condoned by that person. So what are you guys gonna do about that? Like, seriously.
At the end of the day, something that the council members can't do about that, and something that the council members can say about what the chief put out in that letter, is that we've visited your house, haven't we, Lisa? Have we ever pointed guns at your face? Have we ever stepped on your property and tried to destroy your property, or done anything like that, or bully you over and over? So if you're aware of what we do, the work that we do, and you see it, then that's something that you can
What
speak
is
on.
being told to me, and I don't have this experience. I'm a white woman, okay? And you've talked to Councilmember Morales, and you've talked to Councilmember Mosqueda, and you've talked to Councilmember Gonzalez. We don't have a black person on the city council, but what I'm being told is, as it relates specifically to Councilmember Juarez and the chief, is that this movement is not appreciating their trauma. And I'm sorry. I'm just talking real to you. Like I told you last time you came, again, I'm a white lady, but when I was an activist, I took tenants to protest their landlords at their homes. When I was a community activist, I took black folks and low-income people to the homes of the directors of the Federal Reserve in Washington, D.C. I don't think there's anything wrong with protesting people in power at their homes, but there's something that I don't understand, and if you are a person who is a person in power who has generational and lived experiences of trauma, I'm just asking us all to have grace and appreciate that. And I'm not trying to say I don't think I'm very, again, I'm heartbroken by the chief's letter, because I feel like I don't know if she was home. I don't know how close she got to her home.
She says she wasn't home.
Pretty close.
It didn't look like it, and it feels to me like she was. Her neighbors were afraid, and she took that and made that her own fear of you. But I'm a white lady, and I don't have her experiences.
Are you afraid of it?
No.
Exactly.
Are we bullying you right now?
And
Are we
so
intimidating
my
you
point
right
that I
now?
want to make
They
so
don't
clear.
think they don't think you're for some reason, I don't know why.
Okay,
But they don't think you're they don't think you're black-led. I don't understand that. They think
Because they don't know us.
They don't care to know us. They don't care to reach out to us or anything like that. They don't care to do that. And that is the reason why we have showed up at council members' houses. That is the way that we have gotten your attention. And I thank you, Lisa, for being the first council member who actually exited their house and came out here to talk to us like human beings. Because after that, the rest of them did the same. And now they've been bringing us to the table. We've been having conversations with them. And all of that has only happened because we've marched to their houses and because they have come out of their houses. And I just want to make it so clear that our intentions of Saturday night is exactly
This right here.
Right
literally.
here, the same way we march through streets, come over here, we play music, we chant, and then we come out here, we hope that somebody is going to come out of their house and talk to us so we can have a conversation just like this. Those were our full intents. Instead of that, the chief is painting it as if we were coming in to terrorize the town, we were coming in to destroy property and attack the neighbors, when in reality, those were the neighbors' intentions.
Yeah.
How are we walking and driving
Yeah.
peacefully and we're met with rifles in our faces and we're painted as the aggressors? That makes absolutely no sense. So like I said before, something that the council members can do in response to that letter is let the chief know, you know who we are, you've seen what we do, and that was never on our agenda and it never will be.
And that we are definitely black led for sure.
Period.
I wrote a statement last night. I'm going to rewrite it, and I'm going to try to acknowledge the manifestation of, you know, her feelings as a black woman, but I'm going to tell her who you are, because there's just no reason for this. There's no reason for us to be afraid of each other.
Okay, I was just making sure it's somebody that you know.
Going up
Okay,
into your
yeah, I
house.
was like, we don't do that. Okay, go ahead.
And I just, you know, I'm so frustrated by the fact that, you know, some of my trusted advisors are asking me to care more about her fear, about you protecting her house, than I care about you! Than I care about you being met with trucks and guns.
And also the chief laughing after tear gassing the city.
I mean, I care about you guys, and that is unacceptable that you're walking down a rural road in a public right-of-way, and the streets are blocked with pickup trucks, and you're met with people with guns. That is completely unacceptable.
I want to add something. I just want to let you know, and I feel like other black people can vouch for this too. Letting another black person know about another black person isn't anti-black. So you telling them
I'm a white lady.
That's sticking up for that's proving Black Lives Matter.
it doesn't matter.
That's you proving Black Lives Matter.
It does not matter.
Tell
That's
me.
not being
Teach me.
anti-black. Simply saying this is a black-led group that I've seen and sat down with and know that they do not do such and such, because obviously she doesn't know who we are. So you educating her on who we are
I can do
is
that.
not
What we're here for.
anti-black.
I can do that.
That's
It's not.
not
We fully support you educating
I can do
her on who we are.
I can do that.
okay.
I will do
Ma'am.
that.
We don't have that position to have those contacts and be able to get our message across. We were just automatically met with rifles, literally. So that doesn't give us the chance to even do anything whatsoever. We did absolutely nothing to be met with that kind of aggression. And it's already so crazy. It's already crazy what we went through that night and the way that we were approached. But it's even crazier that when these stories are coming out into the media, we are the bad guys. We are the ones who are going to hurt people. And it was the
But we
complete
showed up in
opposite.
cotton. We showed up in cotton.
The complete
And got met with
opposite.
bulletproof vests and AR-15s.
Someone's shaking a mag
At
Tell me,
us.
tell me. I
Somebody
want to hear
literally
something.
drove by,
Break
shaking
it
a
down.
load of
Well,
mag.
okay, so we
the
already
details.
we actually had an interview with King 5 News today. It's going to air at 9:30 p.m., 10:30, and 11. So that story's
Bless you for
already
your
out there.
courage. I'm
So-
sorry. I know how hard this is for you guys to tell these stories.
But we have to.
And
the
you're so
truth.
vulnerable, but you've got so. Thank you for your courage.
So pretty much what happened is we'll walk through it just quickly. So our plan, we met up at our meeting spot. We go up to Snohomish with our cars and our protesters. We pull up on the road that we were going to protest on. And once we arrive at this road, there was already neighbors coming out questioning what we're doing. There was a white female in an Escalade who was questioning and came out of, I believe, something that was her home. It was an area that her home was at. She went and she blocked the road that was leading to Chief Best's house and got on the phone with somebody. Shortly after that, his blue truck with a white male and his 2 white teenage sons pulled up to us and started to ask questions. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Just over and over again. We're saying, well, we're here to protest for Black Lives Matter. We're here to do this and that. And that's why we're here. And I could just tell while speaking to this man, or while the other person was speaking to this man, that he was not on our side whatsoever. But whether you're on our side or not, we are here to get a message across, and that's what we're here for, and we're going to do it, period. So once we realized that neighbors are coming out of the area, and we were parked on the sides of houses, just the same way this car is parked right here, we were parked on public streets, but we decided to leave those areas and go park somewhere else, just so we can feel safer for ourselves. Once we get to this gravel spot for our cars to get in, there was cars coming in and out, people rolling down their windows, staring at us, scoping us out, and just like talking about us, and you could just tell they do not want us here. So from that point, we go on to get to the road that leads to Chief Best's house, which is a dead end at that point. There's only one way in and one way out. As we're driving down this road, same blue truck with that same man. This time his car is right in front of, actually his truck was pretty much, so this is his house, let's say, and his truck was parked right here, blocking the entire road. It's a very short road. It's not even on his property. So we're going up there. People had already walked up there to see what was going on, and they were met with rifles in their faces and pistols and just all kinds of weapons.
Fucking kidding me.
No.
I mean, I knew
We
they
have
had guns.
Let me show you.
But
they pointed it at our protesters' faces. We were not on anyone's property. We were on public roads.
They had their guns out.
Yes.
We have a video.
They were waving them at us and trying to intimidate us. We have a video of it. They had guns in our faces. So as we approach this vehicle, I'll finish after you see that. As we approach this blue truck, I noticed that it's the same man that I was speaking to earlier, and I was like, oh, I knew it. I just knew that this guy was gonna bring us some problems about something. We're like, can you move your car, please? We're trying to have our protest continue. It's like, no, I don't want all these cars, these like 200 cars in my road and stopping traffic. At this point, there was only like five cars on the road. The rest of our group was still in the gravel area. We were just checking out what was going on. And he continuously refused. He continuously had pretty much bullshit reasons for why he won't move his car. So we're talking to these people, and we're like, first of all, this man, his wife is now here, and they have their 2 kids. They sent their kids to go scope us out and let them know where we're going to be. So it's just so unfortunate that you're also roping children into this, and you're helping them think that you are doing the right thing here.
And creating an enemy.
Exactly. And so we continue to let them know, you are anti-Black for what you're doing here. We are trying to go on with our Black Lives Matter protest, and you refusing to move your truck is very anti-Black of you, and is very racist of you to do this. And he was refusing. They would just not admit to that fact that they are trying to stop a Black Lives Matter protest. They were looking for any other reason. Then this white woman pulls up and blocks the road even more towards where his property is, and she had called the police. She says that her reasoning for calling the police is because we littered. First of all, we did not.
You were picking up litter, I hear.
Yup. Yeah. We pick up our trash. I'm going to say that. We pick up our trash. We do not litter.
Whenever they're other people's trash, apparently.
And then, because of profanity.
Because of profanity.
Because we were cussing. Because we're grown adults.
She said, my kids are scared. Okay.
So, teenagers.
No, even past that.
But that's a problem.
That is
if
a
your
problem.
children are scared.
It is a problem that your children are scared about some Black Lives Matter protests going on.
That's right.
And second of all, another point that I really want to stress is that is also a huge issue in this country, where white people just call the cops on Black people for literally no reason. And that ends in Black people dying all the time. You're calling the cops because somebody said a cuss word? Are you kidding me? You are risking our lives. What's the cop going to do? Come and tell us, please be nicer? Like, that is unnecessary, and there is a reason why there has been some laws that have been passed in certain states. I'm sorry, I don't know which states they are and what cities they are, where you can no longer just call the cops for no reason like that. It is for the exact fact that the cops are called on Black people.
Seattle should be doing that too,
That's what I'm saying. The cops are just called on Black people for no reason, and a lot of times this ends in the murder of an innocent Black life. So we continued to ask them to move the car. They refused. More of their neighbors started to come in and started to pull up. Not even like neighbors that live close by. Like, people were driving from afar. They were calling people to come and defend them and pretty much attack us. So at that point, I was like, we need to get out of here. This is no longer safe for us. Because even though as this group of people, we are all so strong, but to go somewhere like that, we need to go with like 50 times as many people that are here. And we were unaware of that at the time, but now we know better exactly where we were at. And
can I say something? Like, I'm gonna be real, like, after that night, it really showed me how much I dislike people like that. It really showed me the true dislike I really have for people who act like that. And people who condone acting like that. So now...
It's a hatred, not dislike, hatred.
No, it really... See, I was trying to be nice, but it literally is hatred.
We don't want to have hate in our hearts. But
I do have hate
there
in my
it
heart
is.
for
But
people
sometimes,
like that.
sometimes there's reason.
I'm not, forget this being nice.
Give her
I
this.
really do
Show
have
her the
hatred in my
comments that are
heart
going
now
on the
for
feed
people
right
like
now.
that.
Just have her read some of these comments.
And it
Show her the
literally-
hate.
Just a moment.
Hold on. It literally showed me how much further we are as a city, as a state, as a country. Because until people like them don't exist, or they're so far in the closet you wouldn't know they exist, none of us are ever going to be safe. No black person is ever going to be safe. Ever in this world with people like that. Ever. And I really am still baffled on why some of these council members are backing the chief of police when she is condoning racism. Literally, flat out condoning
Black woman or
racism.
not, she is condoning black racism.
Literally, she is condoning racism and saying that it is okay to be racist when people come to protest for Black lives. She literally is condoning that, and I'm just baffled on why nobody has spoke up and said nothing on this council. Because all you guys work for us, literally. The chief of police,
Councilmember
all these
Morales spoke
officers.
this morning. I don't know if you heard it,
Like,
but in the morning, she did.
Like this is disheartening. Like
I know.
literally so disheartening. Like I literally have no faith in Seattle Police Department as a department at all. Now I'm at the point, bye, they can go. Take that, abolish their asses, because that is not okay. And as long as she is chief of police, that behavior is gonna keep being condoned. Literally.
I just want to throw in a little fact that was just pointed out to me right now. So some people apparently spoke to the sheriff, and he said that the 911 board in that area that we were in lit up when we arrived. And one of the calls said, if you don't get rid of them, we will. And the fact that the chief came out and was treating them, was literally awarding them. So that means that they are now thinking, oh yeah, if Black Lives Matter protesters come through, I better get my gun and wave it in their face. Because the chief said that's the good thing to do. That's the right thing to do. That's the patriotic thing to do. So in her position to say something like that and not only condone that behavior, but encourage that behavior is not okay. It is not okay. It is also not okay that she lives out there and she's supposed to serve us here.
Aren't you guys bound to live in the districts you guys work?
Electeds are.
Okay.
But she's not elected.
Oh, well, there's a way we can change that, though. Yeah. I'm sure there's a loophole. Some lawyer knows. We all know some type of loophole.
I did. When I was looking last night for the post that specced down, I googled Carmen Bess Snohomish, and I found an old article from 2017 when she was being put forward, when the community came back and said no, she should not be thrown aside and not considered for this position. She said that her husband and her were going to move into Seattle if she got the job. I mean, maybe she.
Well, clearly she lied.
Maybe she lied.
Maybe she has a residence here.
Either way, she's not living here.
Not staying there.
She does, but that is not true.
Yeah.
Listen.
I mean, I'm really confused, paying attention to the news for the last 3 months about what's been going on in Snohomish, with their sheriff, being recalled because of him opposing the stay-at-home order of the governor, and their police chief referring to the fact that in Snohomish, a bunch of protesters in June were met by a bunch of people in pickups and trucks, and that their police chief referred it as a festive atmosphere. I don't understand how the chief can condone the actions of her neighbors, but I'm listening to people that I trust, in addition to talking to you guys, and I'm being asked to recognize her experiences as a black woman feeling threatened by protesters that are being, compared to by, venerated civil rights heroes, from my perspective, like Reverend Harriet Walden, as like the KKK.
Yeah.
But they don't know who you are, and that's the bridge that I would like to help get.
That's your job to educate them on who we are, because you know exactly who we are and you know what we're about.
Yeah, you're not a mob, you're not aggressive.
So all that we ask that you do is that you make sure, because you had conversations with us, you had Zoom meetings with us while we're laying in our bed. Like, let them know like who we are.
Regular schmegular people. But I wanted to talk because I know that we invited you to the Zoom call, but we didn't put you in there like today as a decision because we're coming to talk to you right now. But they're only pushing 41% for defunding, and they're saying that it's impossible to push for more, even after us saying, okay, we'll take a loan. We can't do that. Okay, we'll fire.
We are taking a loan.
Taking a loan from where? From next year's budget?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we're going to pay it back from the cuts.
So then
Why
why
should
should
it
you
be
do 50%? When we mentioned that today to, who are we talking to? Gonzalez,
Peterson.
and Peterson, and their team, they told us that they couldn't do that because that's money that's not there and it's not in-hand money. So thanks for mentioning that, because they obviously want to
The ability to take a loan is not infinite. There's only a certain number. There's $13 million left in 2 of our emergency sub-funds. So there are a couple different proposals out there. There's the proposal that myself, Councilmember Mosqueda, Council President Gonzalez, and Councilmember Morales are behind. And there's Councilmember Swan's proposals. Councilmember Swan's proposal does 2 things. It basically, in order to get to 50%, you have to fire the entire police department.
Let's do it.
Cool.
1,300
not
cops.
700
It's
because
1,300.
we can't actually, between the period of time for layoff notices and the obligation to bargain, we're not actually going to be able to realize any money if we're successful until November. And she's figured it out so that it's 700, but our central staff, whether or not you agree with them or not, based on their understanding of how these timelines work, say it's not going to be, those money is not going to be available, if it's available, until November. And because there's that leaves 2 months, that will have to result in laying off the entire police department. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the conversation going, and we're trying to give some concrete commitments, because we're making a down payment to the participatory budgeting process. We're paying into programs like community passageways and Choose 180 and other school-based programs so that when we have that next conversation in 6 weeks, right? That we will have built up, we will have invested in and created the infrastructure so that we can move more functions of the police department to non-policing alternatives.
I have a question. So I know that they say it's not possible to move funds from different places and this and that, and we can't take funds from this and put it here. But however, I do know that that's not completely true, because if I remember correctly, somebody did give me that information, I believe it was Ryan out here, that you guys did take money from the beverage tax money that Seattle's been taxing us for the past 1.5 years, couple years now.
Yeah.
And I think it was about $500K that you guys took from there and put into early childhood education. Right. So if you guys can move that like that, Seattle makes a lot of money off that tax. I remember a few months or a year or so, Seattle made at least $5 million off of that sugar tax. So if it's possible to take money out of that tax for early childhood education, which is great, I think you should have took more than $500K for that, because children are the future and they deserve more than $500K.
Right.
They should have got at least a few million. But if you guys can move money around like that for that, what's the problem of stopping you guys from moving the money around right now to add up to 50% for the police?
We just don't understand why it's so impossible to do that.
So here's another barrier.
Okay.
So do you guys follow what some people call the Amazon tax?
Yeah.
We call it Jumpstart. So we tax big businesses that have more than $7 million of revenue, and we're not taxing the pay of all of their employees. We're only taxing the pay of people making more than $150 million a year. And then we made a plan for how we're going to spend those dollars in 2020. And we're borrowing from our emergency sub funds in order to pay for programs that we're not going to have revenue for until next year. The mayor this week vetoed that plan. So another big barrier is we can park money. That's why for the participatory budgeting process, the community-led research project, we're not going to put that money in the department's budget. We're going to put it in the legislative department's budget, and we're going to contract with community-based organizations to give us advice on how to spend the next year's budget. The problem is so the example that I just gave you is we can move money around, we can't make the mayor spend it.
Right. So we need to take that power from her.
We can't.
Well,
I think
y'all
we can.
can.
I think we definitely can. Because I don't know how to stress this enough, because this is like really my main thing. It's like, it's not even, forget us adults out here. It's not about us. It's about these black youth. They are the ones that are suffering currently right now because of this police department. Right. They are the ones that are being victimized and brutalized the most by these police departments.
So we have with this Jumpstart spending plan, we have $86 million that we want to spend in the next 4.5 months for rent assistance, for food, for child care,
black birthing centers in these black communities. Let's spend it there because black women,
for small business, and the mayor has vetoed the spending plan for it. So she's saying she does not want to spend $86 million over the next 4 months.
So she's fine with spending how much tear gassing us in a couple weeks?
So
she's fine with spending $6 million on overtime in 12 days?
I'm just trying to give the contours of the powers of the legislative department.
That's great.
We can move the money around, but there's a bigger problem. We can move the money around, and I don't know why.
How many more signatures do we need to recall her?
Seriously.
How many?
56,000.
Well, we can get that in like 2 days, can't we, God?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Can we get 56 signatures, 56,000 signatures in a couple days?
Yeah. What do we want for number 5?
Jenny Durkin to resign.
Period.
What are your thoughts on Jenny Durkin?
Personally and politically.
No, I think if it gets on the ballot, I support the the will of the people to make that decision. She's up for re-election though, and I just feel like
I have a feeling she's not getting re-elected.
I feel like it's going to take a lot of and I know there are differing opinions, and I respect everybody's opinion on this. But, recalling the mayor might feel like a victory for the movement, but I just feel like it's going to drain a lot of our energy away from the things that we want to do. And I believe that you can hold our mayor accountable.
Because we got energy.
I mean, I guess it's your call. Right?
We got energy.
Wait, because
They're out here every
we're out
day.
for 5 demands.
Yeah.
So like that, we have already been putting in that energy. So
I got unlimited
what's
stamina.
taking away from my energy is fucking Durkee stopping us from doing what we're out here to do. I'm sorry to go back to this, but I wanted to let them talk first. Earlier, you were mentioning like taking a loan and only having a certain amount. So why can't you guys, that 9% that you're not able to give us right now, why can't you take that out of next year's budget and say, I can't give it to you until then, but this is
Out.
Yeah,
Well,
this
that's
is
basically what
taken
we're
out.
doing. We're taking a loan, and
No, but
based
you're
on
not
the
taking it for enough.
we're taking a loan now based on the promise that we're going to pay it back next year from cuts from the police department's budget.
So it's gonna be 50%
they shoot
this
for
year.
50% because I'm hearing 41%. I don't want 41%. I'm saying shoot for 50%.
This year.
I
Let's
would
take
say-
a loan for enough for 50 this year. The city, listen, the beverage tax alone will pay that money back. Let's be real. Because Seattle sells so much soda and candy and it's a sugar tax.
So,
So you
we
can take
only
it out
have
of that.
$13 million left in our emergency loans, though. That's what
Federal
I'm trying to say. So the city has it. We have our own. There's 2 emergency funds, and we already the rainy day fund and the emergency sub fund. I think is the other one. We've already mostly depleted them for Jumpstart. The thing I just told you about, the $86 million to spend this year in the last 4.5 months for rent assistance, childcare, food support, and small business support. So we've already taken 86 million of those 2 funds, and there's only 13 million left, and that's what we're using for defund.
Okay, that makes sense.
We're scrubbing the budget, and we're getting our asses kicked for it because we have the whole sort of status quo bureaucracy saying, oh, you have to save this money for a real emergency, and we're like, we're in a real emergency.
I hope we all see the error in our ways for voting for that new contract they have now, because if that new contract wasn't in place, probably be a lot easier to cut their salaries right about now.
Yeah.
Because for officers to be making upwards of $400,000 a year, nobody out here, including yourself, doesn't even make that.
No, it's true.
So out of 200 of the highest paid employees in Seattle, 119 of them are SPD officers.
Wow.
Out of 200 of Seattle's highest paid employees.
Yeah.
119 are SPD officers. That is ridiculous. And so I hope we all see the error in our ways of voting on that new contract and increasing their budget annually by 2% every year. I hope we all see the error, especially you guys on the council.
I see the error in my way.
Especially you guys on the council.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I mean,
Like this, you guys created this mess we're in now. Literally.
My life story. I don't know if you want to hear it, but as a organizer in low-income communities, in the late '80s, the Public Enemy song 911 is a joke.
It is.
But the focus in low-income communities was about getting adequate police resources, and that's what I worked for. I raised the voices of, I didn't raise their voices. I brought people together and they raised their own voices to demand of City Hall in places like Syracuse and Chicago, and then here in Seattle to demand adequate public resources in policing. And I believe, because people believed that they just needed their fair share of police resources.
And they got their fair share of
now, I mean, I get it. I get it. We need to do policing a different way, and that doesn't mean throwing more money to buy more cops and grow the size of the police department. I have had my own moment of revelation, and I regret not having a more open mind to doing things differently.
What was your reason for revelation?
Well, when people started calling for defunding police departments, I just started reading what everybody was writing about and what that meant. It started making a lot of sense to me that, even from the perspective of police, we've asked them to do too much, and they don't have the competency to do a lot of the things that we've asked them to do. And I think that's a point that can actually bring us together. Because cops don't want to be social workers. Cops, don't want to. I think that some of the police officers who do this work actually get value for them. But as a reason why you become a cop, I don't think they want to be an occupation in schools and create that vibe in schools. There's a lot of things. Right. And there's a lot of things that we ask cops to do. They don't want to deal with the homeless problem. They don't want to deal with mental health issues. And so I think that's an area. I don't know when and how we're going to get to it, but I want to try to get to that because I think that's an area of common ground that they can't actually, even if you believe, and I'm not saying that people do, that there is a legitimate law enforcement function, even if you do believe there's a legitimate law enforcement, there's no way in hell that they can do it, given everything that we've asked them to do. And so I want to ask other people to do that work, and I think they want us to ask other people to do that work too. But this is so much change, and it's, you know, it's like, you know, there's this huge ship that's been going this one direction for a long time, and we're asking for it to like change course overnight. And I'm sorry that we're not doing it as quickly, but I'm gonna be there.
We know this is not an overnight thing. This is gonna take as long as it's gonna take, and I'm here for every single second of it, no matter what. We are all here for every single second of it, no matter what. See, because we as a people have the right to stand up and say, you know what, this system that is basically incarcerating us, black people, we have the right to say that, hey, this system's not working for us. We need to find something better. And you guys as the city council and as our elected officials have the duty and the responsibility to stand up and meet the challenges of the people.
I agree.
You guys really do. And this is the people telling you guys like, hey, this ain't working. And we need to figure out a better way sooner than later. Because later, so many more black people gonna die, and that's too late. We need to figure this out now. Because I will be damned if my little brother has to go through life and live through this racist system that we have now for the rest of his life. I'll be damned if that happens. I promise you. Like, I don't know what y'all gotta figure out, but let me look at the contracts. I'm sure I can figure it out on how to get away and get around them things. So let's pick that apart and let's figure that out. Because I will be damned if my brother has to go through this racist system his whole life. My nephews, my niece, I'll be damned if any of them have to go through this system for the rest of their life. So this is the people literally telling you guys what to do. Literally, we are telling you guys, and we're asking you guys to not make excuses, but find solutions that actually the people can agree with. Because right now, the solutions you guys are finding, I can't even agree with. I can never agree with them because it doesn't do nothing, takes nothing away from them. It takes this much away from them. And they have this much. This much out of this much does nothing.
For what it's worth, the fact that we are proposing to lay off, I mean, I get that this is not what you're asking for, but the fact that we're proposing to lay off 100 police officers is creating the kind of pushback that we're all experiencing. It is definitely, I mean, this is a police department that believes, because it's been under the consent decree, that believes that reform is the path forward and will deliver justice, and it's clearly not. We're, you know, the amount of money that we spend on our reform efforts, if invested in different ways, might have had different outcomes over the last 10 years. But you guys are, you know, I don't want you to underestimate, even if you're disappointed in what we're doing, how much you're shaking things up.
Oh no, we're not.
Well, we definitely know the feathers were ruffling, the trees were shaking down, the coconuts is falling. We definitely see it. And honestly, we do see what you guys are doing, and we hope that, okay, it could be 100 for this week, whatever, but in 6 weeks it should be more than 100. In 6 weeks we should have 50% in 6 weeks.
Well, you know,
there's things we can. I know there's plenty of good lawyers out there that you can probably get to do the work for you that can find a way around that. Because SPOG, if you don't find a way now, SPOG is going to forever control how we try to tear down the police system. Because we're always going to forever have to go around the Seattle Police Officers Guild. We are going to forever have to tiptoe around them on ice and on skates. Like, dang, we make this move. Stop being, it's okay to be scared. Like, there's something that we are all scared of. But be brave and face that shit head on. You know what? Yes, SPOG might come after us for taking 50% this year, but you know what? We're willing to brave them. Because if we're willing to brave COVID and come out here every single day and stand up and brave being harassed by these police officers and brave being beat by these police officers, you guys can brave a lawsuit. Dead ass. Like, dead ass, you guys can brave one little lawsuit. I get it might not be little, but you guys can take that risk because we've been taking the risk. I'm a walking risk my entire life. I've been black for 27 years.
Yeah.
I've been at risk my whole life. I've been at risk my whole life, literally. So you guys can take the risk this one time and say, you know what? This is how we stand up for black communities. This is how we truly prove that black lives really matter to this council. We're gonna brave this. Yes, we know this might come with the repercussions of this, but you know what? We're just gonna face this because this is us standing up for black lives and us proving the status quo wrong. Literally.
Status quo is wrong.
It is wrong. So prove that by, you know what? Let's brave this lawsuit. It is what it is.
Because
I'm all in and I'm not tripping.
You guys are willing to risk more black people being harassed and killed. That's what you're saying, is you're willing to risk that, but you're not willing to risk a lawsuit. That's exactly what you
That's
guys
the message
are
you guys are conveying to us right now.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, we're not afraid of a lawsuit. We are going to get sued. We are trying to. We are trying to.
Then shoot for 50% and stop giving us 41% bullshit. If you're gonna go in all the way.
One lawsuit will win, and the other lawsuit will lose.
Oh well.
And the lawsuit that will lose will require us to hire everybody back and pay them back pay with money that we don't have in a crisis.
You guys gotta like, I'm so sorry, but you guys really gotta figure that out.
You guys created this. You guys literally created this mess we're in.
I don't want to be a part of that process. I only want to be a part of this one. Y'all figure that out on your own because y'all created that.
I know some lawyers for y'all. I got
That's
some
their
good lawyer
job
connects for y'all.
to
But like,
do it.
dead serious, like, you guys literally created this system
I
that
talk
we
to
are
a
living
lot
in.
of lawyers. I'm happy to talk to other lawyers.
Like, you guys have literally created this system that Seattle is living in right now, that black people in Seattle are living in right now.
We're gonna get sued. I'm trying to pick the lawsuit that we win and not bust another huge budget hole that we are in.
Well, let's find a loophole in Spogg's contract, and because I'm sure there's one. There's always a loophole everywhere. The police seem to always find one anyway. So let's find one for them. They find one for killing people. Just saying, they find a loophole every time they kill an unarmed black person and go on paid leave and go home and sit at home for that. So let's find a loophole to get their asses out of here.
We're also fighting for that loophole, making sure as those 6 weeks are coming and they're coming fast. So it is imperative that contracts like SPOG need to be taken down, that things need to be put in the forefront so this doesn't keep happening. Because when you city councils members are gone, because if you aren't going to be doing your job when the mayor is gone, what is going to be put in place so these same things don't keep happening?
And I also, I want to, so the Labor Relations Department, and that's the department that is under the mayor's office, who actually initiates the conversations with SPOG and schedules all the meetings, are all under the mayor's department. The council is not actually in the room negotiating the contract. And so, I know.
But you guys also talk to the mayor way more than we do.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so I talked to the mayor on Sunday.
Exactly.
I talked to the mayor on Sunday, and I said, I did. I said, we need to get on the same page here because there's a way that the chief can implement the council's budget vote as it relates to the layoffs that will help our case against SPOG, and there's a way that you could do it that will hurt our case against SPOG. And
can you get us a meeting with the mayor?
Yeah.
Oh, you said it. You said it.
Yeah. I'll take
Everybody,
that.
and I mean all of us.
We want a meeting with the mayor. We want a meeting with the mayor. Yeah, we want a meeting with the mayor for sure, in person for sure.
That ass.
No Zoom.
By the end of next week.
I will ask tomorrow. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do is
And I believe she'll say yes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will.
I will.
Stream.
We're shaking shit up like
Because they say no cameras all the time. Stream.
That your demands are.
We want
Johnny Durkin
to resign.
Well, Johnny Durkin to resign.
Okay, it is recall, but it's more catchy to say resign. I do not want her to resign because that puts us in a bad place. But
we definitely want her gone.
We want her.
I think the better topic for the purpose of the meeting.
No. We want to talk to her about her policies and her politics, like everybody else. We just want to have a conversation like this.
And what the city's labor position is going to be in negotiating the council's layoffs, right? Because there's one way that the city could do it that are called impact bargain, and that means that SPOG can't question the decision made. And there's another way that it's done, that then SPOG will be able to argue that legally the council wasn't even allowed to make the decision. And we want the mayor to support the way of doing layoffs that supports what's called impact bargaining. That means that we can make the decision, we can get the money associated with the officer salaries, we can spend the money to replenish the emergency fund, which that's what the mayor wants, and we win the lawsuit. But if they do it the other way, it's actually going to hurt the lawsuit, and SPOG will be successful in arguing that the council was not even legal in voting to eliminate those positions.
Okay, I think we can change the mayor's mind. I
think so too.
I think we have some pretty good resolve and some perseverance that lights fires underneath a lot of people's asses and changes their minds.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
How about the chief? Can I help facilitate a meeting with the chief?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. I would like to do that.
Outside though, we don't want to be gassed indoors nowhere. Outside. Yeah, in Seattle. I want to be on the public street.
We want to be in the same room with her.
And what makes her better as a police officer, that just
As a
like
police
her
chief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Police
She's just an
chief,
officer.
that not only is her income more, but she can't grace us with her presence of her house that we paid for. No, we have a meeting at her house.
That we paid for, period.
I will make that request.
And tell her racist neighbors to let us through.
No more fucking.
Because if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
we don't get it.
Shut it down!
Thank you so much for coming out here.
Y'all keep trying to point us out as these people that are being violent and crazy, but
Not me.
like if we don't get it, it's shut it down. Y'all don't even know the half of it by any means necessary.
Lisa, I got a quick question. Kishana talked about a proposal today to cap SPD salaries at $150,000. Do you support that?
Yeah, again, I need to figure out the details of how we negotiate it, but I tentatively signed on as a sponsor.
Yes!
Thank you, Lisa.
I got yelled at.
All right, so you guys will have to deal with some wiggling camera for a minute. And, gosh darn it.
Now we're gonna have to figure out.
Here, we're going to have to look at the case for a minute. Nothing I can do.
Great job. What was I gonna say? We all have to stake in our life choices. So this will be my productions that I will try my best to talk to people that are sitting in. Who you are? I'm gonna get my husband right now.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, so we were listening and having a conversation with Lisa Holbaugh of the Seattle City Council. And Lisa has just very generously offered people use of the bathroom and her personal home. I think they might have like 50 people in her bathroom. Bear with me here because I'm just I'm having to reset the cam and hook things back up. So just bear with the feed here for a minute. I do have a gimbal to attach to the pole. Unfortunately, the camera I'm using is too heavy for the gimbal, I discovered today. So I didn't bring the gimbal at all. And boy, it would have been very, very helpful. So if you just give me another moment here, and I think we'll be okay. And I know some people had questions and they're like, what's going on and why won't you tell us? And it's because I did not want to interrupt the councilwoman while she was talking. It's a thing called respect. If she's going to respect the people in what was one of the purest displays of democracy I've probably ever seen in my life, then we should respect her and listen to her while she's speaking. It definitely took a degree of political courage. So again, just kind of bear with here for maybe 30 more seconds, and then I will have, I think, everything just about situated from a cabling standpoint. I don't know, y'all were interesting in the comments tonight here because this is probably one of the most civil things I have ever covered. And wow, the comments were anything but civil tonight. I am not a fan of, and longtime malcontents know this, I'm not a fan of swinging the banhammer around. I generally am okay with opposing views as long as respect is maintained. But things got really, really respectful, and I asked the moderation team to, I guess you could say, going with the tear gas, the rubber bullets, and the pepper balls. And I have no issues with using that analogy on the people that were just trying to stir up problems in the feed tonight. So what we'll be doing next is marching back. And then we'll call it a night. There was earlier in the feed, and I don't know how many people are left, there was a woman. She said she lived right here. She was literally yelling like 2 blocks away. So she did not live in the house that she was claiming that she lived in. And she probably almost certainly doesn't live on this street. Again, everybody has a right to their voice and their opinion. But when dialogue isn't going to be peaceful, when dialogue is going to be threatening, nothing's accomplished. At the end of the day, nothing's accomplished. You know, there's some comments I saw. I mean, some of it, quite frankly, we find it, I say we, because we are we at the Malcontent Tango. And we find some of your comments quite amusing. So, what was happening tonight is this was a march to Councilwoman Lisa Herbolt's house. Lisa came out. Lisa has met with Black Lives Matter and the everyday march people that have come to her home. And we sat down and had civil discourse and a dialogue that was led by Black voices. And there were people that listened and commented on both sides. And what was just a pure demonstration of democracy. About the purest demonstration of American democracy that I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot. No, she's not stalked at her house. People have been here many times before, and she's a public official. And as you saw, she came out and had a dialogue, and she has had numerous times with the people. And Cindy, I think overall, we're kind of seeing the protests across the country morphing to that. And again, the federal actions in Portland were a complete failure. The Fed showed up obstinately to quote unquote keep the peace. When the Fed showed up, there were less than 100 protesters that were showing up a night. Black Lives Matter organizers in Portland were telling people don't go down there, because basically it was just black bloc anarchists. And then the Fed started grabbing people in unmarked vans with unmarked uniforms. And in the span of less than a week, you had anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 protesters there. And the Feds left, and the protesters were still there. And then you had 3 nights of basically peaceful protest. And by the time we got to Sunday, there was hardly anybody down there at all. When I say down there at the courthouses. So the Fed's actions there failed. And I'd like to point out that I predicted that, and that's in writing. If you scroll through, you'll find it on the Tango, where I said prediction. The Feds are going to bail within 7 to 10 days because internal polling numbers and public polling numbers for the support of what we're going on were just crashing. And I was sure that leadership in an election year was going, this isn't working, we need a way out. And what did we see? We saw the Feds left Seattle, and we saw that the goon squad left from Portland from an enforcement capacity. They are still there, but they are no longer in an enforcement capacity. And yes, there is always a small contingent of federal security at a federal courthouse. What a shock. Like that's like no kidding. It's obvious day at Camp Stupid. I don't know. I just read somebody made that comment like, "Well, they're an idiot. There's still federal agents there because they have to do the regular." No kidding. Duh. There isn't 150 armed goons there who failed. Let's not say they failed in their mission. They failed in their mission if they knew what their mission was in the first place. See, look at the comments there. The Feds are still there. I just said that. So what's your point? I mean, I only said it 5 times. Jesus, people. Well, what's happened is, and I started the stream at the very beginning about this. What's happened is, it is for the streamer community. This isn't. I just don't know how to put it. I'm not looking for pity. I'm not. It's not as easy as people think. It's physically demanding. It can be physically demanding. Like today wasn't physically demanding. If you're days that I've done like Cap Hill and marched 7 or 10 miles, carrying 25 pounds of camera equipment with me and another 20 pounds of safety equipment. That's a tough day. A day like today where it's basically flat terrain and I don't even think we covered a mile. I don't know, what's my Fitbit say? It says tap to unlock. Oh, we actually covered a lot more than what I thought. We covered a couple of miles. Boy, it didn't feel like it. I got 8,100 steps. Anyway, it's physically, it's emotionally, and it's psychologically difficult. If you're, I didn't go to Portland. Dr. and Mrs. Malcontent didn't want me going down to Portland without some things in place, and couldn't get everything in place, and happy wife, happy life. And I love you, honey, and thank you for letting me do this. And that's not sarcasm. I do really appreciate, because I know that she worries at times. And this is one, there's nothing to worry about on this one. It takes a toll. And so the bottom line is there's a fair amount of streamer burnout right now in Portland, in Seattle, and I would say also in Louisville. I noticed that it's kind of hard to find streams in Louisville. And so I think I hit a wall a couple of weeks ago, and I stepped back from streaming for about 7 to 10 days. I did a couple of short streams, and in that window, like I came out and I did one. I think I was out like an hour. And I wanted to recharge. I always say reading the comments afterwards is a form of self-abuse. I love the moderator team, and I love what they do. It certainly helps take the burden off, and I know that the moderators support each other, because sometimes it can be tough, you know. And I know some of the people, but literally get death threats and doxing attempts, and again, that takes a toll. So what will happen here is we will eventually at some point march back. See if we can. Okay.
So we'll be here through tomorrow. So if there is any coverage that you guys, we'll have to follow our Instagram page for DB March. Yeah, that's where we post where we're going to be meeting up and stuff like that. So you can always follow us on there to get that
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Tight-knit community here. Like, we don't want to show up
Trying to stay alert.
Yeah. I think it's pretty chill, but yeah, I get it.
There was a dude with a bat apparently, but he's no longer around.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Claudio. Claudio. It's a Shakespeare reference. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Thank you so much. Definitely. Yeah, thank you for meeting us. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
Put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, and tell people about it. Because right now we're making sure that kids get a training and stuff. And specifically with a lot of our
Thank you so much.
Can we talk for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got the mic on. If you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think it went tonight? What are your thoughts in the conversation with Lisa?
The conversation with Lisa, I feel like it went pretty well. We've spoken with Lisa multiple times.
Yeah.
She's a very reasonable person, and beyond that, she's made it very clear that she is here for us and supports us. So we just want to hold her accountable to that and make sure that she sticks to her promises. And so it's really important to make sure that we continue to come out here and have these conversations with the council members, even whether we're marching or just having Zoom meetings with them at home, which is something we have been doing recently and has been going well as to getting us to the table and getting our message across. Lisa took the time to listen to us and hear our side, which I really appreciated, because after everything that happened in Snohomish County, it was just a bunch of stories coming out with pure bullshit, really. It was just like nothing was about the truth of what really happened to us. We were the victims in that situation, if you ask me, not the aggressors. So,
well, I think it's stunning that Chief Best said, right, you came at night. And then if you read the news stories, it says everyone left at 7:45.
And that's the fact
And
of it.
I'm like,
yeah.
and I'm like, well, wait a minute.
There was
It's
still
still,
sunlight.
it's still not like not only is there still sunlight, like we're still an hour and a half of sunlight at 7:45 here in early August.
Exactly. So yeah, it was an absolute lie.
Yeah.
See, it was just a bunch of lies going on. So we did have an interview today with King 5 News that's going to air. It aired at 9:30. It aired at 10:30. It's
Nice.
going to air again at 11.
Nice.
So that's going to give a little bit more of our perspective and what happened, which I believe is the actual truth of what happens.
Yep.
After reading those stories, and Chief Best's letter was just really, really disappointing. In the way that she encouraged that behavior and rewarded those neighbors for the way that they treated us.
Yep.
And that's not okay. Everybody should have the right to exercise their First Amendment right.
It had a very 1959, 1960 feel what happened out there, right?
It really did.
It was like Alabama, Mississippi. It really, you know.
And we were only like 45 minutes away from Seattle.
Totally.
So I think that was also like a reality check for us that we don't have to go that far away from where we are in order to be in those kinds of areas and to see those mindsets that people have. And it's just really interesting that the chief of police lives somewhere like that and supports those people. So that just further proves the kind of person that she is, black woman or not.
And then it makes you wonder, how much support does she really have?
Exactly.
And how much is she lying to herself about how much support she has?
Exactly, that is the point here. So we appreciate that we have the opportunity to get the truth out there. Live streamers, those are the true media. That's the true media team showing, you know, the truth of what's going on in these streets, because you turn on the news most of the time and they're not telling the truth about us. And we do also appreciate King 5 News and their specific team that has been working with us for multiple stories now. So yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
So if you were to get the meeting with Mayor Durkin and you could be in the room, 3 things beyond resign.
Yeah, I was gonna say quit your job.
Take, resign. What are 3 things?
Step down.
Absolutely. So yeah, the 3 points that, well, I know that one of them will definitely be on the topic of defunding the police, and we need to talk about the money that she's holding on to and refusing to reallocate into black communities. So we need to make sure that she's held accountable for everything that she's done in this time.
Because the simple fact is, defunding the police is not going to solve any kind of fucking issues.
We understand that, yeah.
All.
I'm doing an interview right now.
Yes, and I'm interrupting.
No, you're good.
And my point is, defunding the police will not solve anything.
I think it'll solve a lot.
I think it'll solve some things.
I think it'll solve some things, and it'll open the doors for us to get the rest of our demands met.
Yep.
That are playing Mayor Tom or
What would your next 2 points be?
My next 2 points for Jenny Durkin. Well, just the brutality that has been pointed to the protesters since day one has been something that she's been signing off on and been perfectly fine with.
Yeah.
And the way she's just
signing off.
allowed all of that to happen over and over again. The tear gassing, the amount of money that she has spent on overtime and tear gassing.
Why don't you?
Thank you, Lisa.
Stop voyeurizing my ass, and stop running game on my ass, and stop running the fucking city off of illegal voyeurizing. Doctors.
Yeah, so
and police.
What would your last point be?
My goodness, there's just so many.
I know. I put you on the spot.
There's so many things. What would my last point be towards Lisa? Well, I'm not Lisa, Jenny Durkin.
Oh, excuse me.
I can't even conclude on one. But thank you for that.
Yeah. No. I know. There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, just going to say.
But thank you so much for.
Yeah, and thank you for your time, and thank you for everything you do. Oh my goodness. David.
David, I've met you before.
Yes,
I know
we've
that
met.
for a
I know
fact.
you
Yeah.
know I'm an ally,
For
right?
sure. Thank you, David. I'm Nicole.
Yeah.
You know that probably.
Yeah, I know, Nicole.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate everything you're doing and keep up the fight.
We will.
With illegal voyeurism. Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna.
I think we're going to start heading back. It sounds like, yeah. Are we going to go? That was Nicole. She's one of the, I don't like to use the word leaders, and I don't like to use the word organizers. Maybe we can talk to Marilyn for a minute. I know Marilyn's organizing. Do you have a minute?
I want to see action.
How do you think it went tonight? And what do you think about our conversation with Lisa?
I was really pleased with that. Lisa was the first person to come talk to us a couple weeks ago, or the first city council member to come talk to us. And she was very kind and very welcoming the first time. I mean, she offered to let us use her bathroom the first time.
Yeah.
And I do think that we have an ally in her on city council, absolutely. Yeah, I think it was a good conversation. I feel good about the things that were said in that conversation.
If you were to get the meeting with Jenny Durkin, you could be there in the room. Three things beyond resign. What would be the three things?
I mean, I personally will not be in the room.
Oh no, I understand that. I'm just saying if you could, what would be the three things outside of resign?
I think that she needs to issue a public apology for the way that she has handled the past 2 months. She needs to publicly apologize for the amount of tear gas that was used, the amount of aggressive force, the amount of brutality that she allowed and condoned and supported from her officers. I think that that's personally my main thing, is that she needs to apologize and then put in her actions things that will give reparations to the people who were harmed by that. But I mean, other than that, like, I have my own personal issues with Jenny Durkin completely outside of protesting. I think she hates homeless people. I think that she has worsened the homelessness crisis in Seattle, if not only by making this place less safe for homeless people to live in. I think that I don't think she's doing her job well.
Right.
I will say that I do not think she's doing her job well, and I think that she absolutely needs to be out of office and also participate in some form of reparations for the harm that she has caused while in office.
Yeah. It's funny because we get in the comments in the feed, and of course some of the comments are terrible, but whenever the issue of Jenny Durkin comes up, I always like to say, possibly one of the most least popular politicians in the entire country right now.
Agreed.
And then people outside of Seattle are like, oh, you know, she's doing a good job, and they're like, and it's funny because even the people that are like, say, I would call borderline trolls in my feed are like, wait a minute, time out. You're not in Seattle. Yeah. Everybody hates Jenny Durkin in Seattle. Literally everyone
hates Jenny Durkin. It is universally, nobody likes Jenny Durkin. Yeah, no, absolutely. Nobody likes Jenny Durkin. That's the thing.
Diaz is doing amazing. She's doing amazing.
Yes,
yes, I know. And I you know what I tell people all the time, so thank you for that. It's appreciated. But yes, they're doing amazing.
Fantastic. They were able to sit up for 40 minutes.
I saw today.
Very, very proud of them.
Yeah.
All right, I think
Marilyn, yeah. Thank you, darling. Good seeing you.
Black lives matter. Whose lives matter? 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 Black lives matter. Fire all these racist cops. Fire all these racist cops.
Yeah, I think Ted Wheeler and Jenny Durkin could have a contest for least popular politicians in the country right now. And Ted Wheeler, like this whole thing, like why is he the police commissioner and the mayor? Like, can somebody explain that weirdness to me in Portland? Because that just seems like wrong. By the way, you're not a troll, you're now banned. You're a banned troll. So for those of you who are maybe just tuning in or popping in, we are in Seattle, Washington. This is live. We just finished having a discussion at Lisa Herbolt's house. Lisa is on the Seattle City Council, and she has spoken with the people of Seattle at her home numerous times. And this was another act of democracy. And if you watch this with an open mind, even if your politics don't align to this, it's really hard to deny that what you just saw was democracy in about its purest form. And I will say, every time I hear TK speak, I am just always impressed at her wisdom that goes beyond her 27 years. And TK have had a conversation, we had a conversation about intelligence versus wisdom. And the best way I can describe it is, I know people that would go out to study the rain. They would do a great study on the rain, but they wouldn't wear a raincoat and they don't understand why they're getting wet. Wisdom is knowing to wear the raincoat. Affordable housing is a serious problem in Seattle, in particular. There's a lot of complicated issues on why this has had such impact. One of the issues is that Seattle is hemmed in by Puget Sound and Lake Washington. But most of the city is zoned for individual residences. And the laws are set up that it's hard to say to have an ADU, an additional dwelling unit. And so with the tech explosion, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, I don't think a lot of people realize Facebook has thousands of employees in Seattle. Google has thousands of employees in Seattle. I don't think people really realize the tech footprint that goes beyond Amazon. And so it's created this real crisis. I don't know. Say what?
No KKK, no racist USA. No cops, no KKK, no racist USA. No cops, no KKK, no racist USA. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Kids in cages. Kids in cages. You have the power. Don't be a coward. You have the influence. You have the power. Close the leadership. Don't be a coward. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Every day. Every day. Every day.
Mic drop. There we go. This is actually the first night I've heard that one, and I really like it.
I'm ready to run to the other side of the country right now. Y'all ready? Yeah. Other side of the country.
For those of you just tuning in, we're in Seattle, Washington. This is live. This was a march to City Councilwoman Lisa Herbold's house, who has met with people in the Black Lives Matter organization. I use the word organization loosely, but has met with them multiple times at her home, and this was a meeting and discussion. You'll have to rewind and go back if you want to see what the discussion was. And now we are marching back to our starting point. Don't forget to spam those hearts, spam those hearts. Every 10 hearts makes a Trump supporter cry. So spam those hearts on the feed. I actually know we're almost back to our starting point. Booty cheeks to the streets. Booty cheeks.
Hey, we have to do this one time.
One time.
We have to do this one time.
One time.
I know it's gonna upset some people, but we have to do this one time. We don't. No, back there.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait there to begin. Okay, so for those who don't know what booty cheeks means, it means come together and get close. Basically, what booty cheeks means, it means come together and get close. But we got a 6th demand though. It's not a serious one, it's just a family demand. Don't go screaming this on public comment because you're gonna be laughed at, okay? I don't even do this shit, so please don't do this. And who do we want for number 6?
Booty cheeks of politics!
Who do we want for number 6?
Booty cheeks of politics!
We think the police are not over here.
Black Lives Matter!
You can go to sleep now.
Black Lives Matter! Also Black Lives Matter! I got your beat! Hell, I got your hell! Hell, I got your hell, I got your hell!
I got your B. Hell, I got your L, I got your hell, I got your M, I got your L. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Booty cheeks.
Those booty cheeks.
That's the only time this jogging white Jewish boy is going to be told he got booty cheeks.
Like, I feel like they're always giving us to run around and like they're full of shit. Like, all of them is like full of shit tweets. And I can't wait until we don't have to talk to them anymore because they all give us a runaround. Like, I don't trust any of them. Any of them.
Yeah, I'm the top 15 that marching with us. I got your number. Okay, I got your number.
We can send you footage if that's helpful.
Yes, please. Can you send me footage?
What?
King County, the performance? Of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I give you my phone number? Yeah.
Let's see it off the screen though.
Yeah.
I'll walk away. Yeah.
So basically there's no light here. So if you're just like looking and going like, why is it just black? It's because we're in a...
I just wanted to say thank you to those who came to our art and craft session today to make signs. It's amazing what 20-25 people can do in like 2 hours. We turned out a bunch of signs. I wasn't here on time, so I'm going to distribute some of those tomorrow. If you're at the evening march, there's going to be a lot over there. We have a lot of banners. If you have any like artistic skills, any paint, any supplies, old bed sheets or anything, let me know. Or if you can sew or have a sewing machine.
Oh no, you're fine.
People that can sew bed sheets together so we can make really big banners. But yeah, we're going to start holding more of those events more often. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to those who came out. We're going to have a lot of signage all over the city, so it's super important. So thank you.
If you know the video of those things, come see this man right here.
Yeah, or send me a message on Instagram to Ticket to Change.
Ticket for change.
Here in Seattle.
Picket the number 4 change dot Seattle.
Also, did anybody come across, this was like a few days ago, or maybe like 5 days ago. It's like a tail, like a furry tail that you kind of attach to your back. One of our protesters lost it, and
and it was their dead girlfriend. So if you know where that is, can you please let us know so we can get it back to them? Also, did anybody lose a gold chain? It has specific things on it that I'm not going to say, but if you check your neck and you're missing your chain, and you come to me and tell me how it looks. And we also have somebody's skateboard. We're the lost and found now. We're not organizers, we're the lost and found.
We're the lost and found. We're the EDM lost and found.
We are the lost and now we are found.
No. Well, I got something I want to say.
Nobody lost their chain?
I really appreciate you guys coming out here every day. Even after what we went through yesterday, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. My days are going together now at this point. Like, I literally today was Saturday, but it's okay. It's okay. Please forgive me. But even after the shit we experienced out there, you guys still showed up and showed out, and I really fucking appreciate that shit. Because that was meant to deter us and stop us and make us quit.
Admins, can you please report owner Milo's threat to Facebook? Screenshot it. Definitely screenshot it. That is a very specific threat. Matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot it now. And we'll go ahead and probably turn that thread into SPD. I think SPD might be interested in reading that. So go ahead, report that to Facebook, screenshot it. I've already taken a screenshot, but screenshot it also. And go ahead and ban them, and we'll do some investigation on who they are and maybe turn that over to SPD.
But with you guys, we are all in this together, literally, and this is literally just the beginning. SPD is the beginning of the bullshit. We got a whole lot more to go after this, so I hope you all got the energy and the stamina for it. Because I know I sure do. We all we got! We all we need! We all we got! We all we need! We all we got! We all we need! Who got our back? We got our back! Who got our back?
Spam those hearts.
That's it, that's all I got.
Spam those hearts.
So I just realized I unfortunately have a double tomorrow, so I'm going to need some of y'all to help with the picket tomorrow outside City Hall. If you need any materials or anything, please let me know. But please go out there, tag me and stuff. If you reach out to me, I got a bunch in my car right now, so just let me know.
All right, everybody. Really dark. You're not going to be able to see much. Anyway, that is it for tonight, and I thank you for the stream. You were salty tonight. This is like saltiest group in the feed tonight. You are really salty, but we love you when you come on the feed. You guys don't seem to understand it. It helps with the Facebook algorithm, and it just makes us stronger. And as I always like to say, spam those hearts. Because every 10 hearts, you make sure to cry. Anyway, that's it. Won't be streaming tomorrow. I have a work day tomorrow. I'm probably like wall-to-wall, borderline all-nighter tomorrow. I am planning to stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know about Saturday, but definitely on Sunday. I will be doing the Black Indigenous marches on Friday. That'll just be a thing going forward. And then Sunday there is the lantern. Appreciate it. The lantern and Black Lives Matter and the Nagasaki Hiroshima memorial that's going on. We're planning to stream that also. So that. Mad love to you, malcontents. Don't forget, support independent journalism. There's links up above for PayPal, Venmo, or Patron, or Patron. Patron. I have tequila on the brain. Also, make sure you give a like and a follow. And I'm just saying this. If you have a differing view, it's okay if you're respectful. If you come in here and not be respectful, like as we had a very clear and specific threat, we're not going to have you around. And if you make a very clear and specific threat like we had tonight, then that stuff's going to get authorities. It's that simple. Because it just says behind a